One show raked in millions of viewers to another show that gave rise to thousands of Instagram reels. These are the top 10 best Netflix series to watch right now. And we're starting off with number 10. Heartwarming and hilarious, The Extraordinary Attorney Woo is one of the highest rated K-dramas ever produced. Fans worldwide have loved its representation of autism and refreshing take on legal and workplace dramas. It follows the story of young Woo, a genius rookie attorney who's on the autism spectrum, which I think is both her strength and vulnerability. Without it, she wouldn't be the lawyer that she is, and neither would she have to fight the prejudices that she does. Each episode makes you a blubbering mess of emotions, but as you sniffle, you learn about young Woo, just as she learns about herself. She makes new friends, grapples with self-doubt, and even discovers a rival. Oh, did I mention that she develops a crush? It's the charming Kang Tae-oh. After all, he is a walking green flag. Fans are drooling over the romance, calling it the most wholesome and non-toxic relationship on K-drama ever. One Twitter user wrote, "Junho is giving young Woo freedom and he's not forcing to do things she doesn't feel comfortable with, but at the same time is getting into her world slowly. Respect was never this sweet before." They certainly will make you raise your dating standards for sure. But this next one's for the weirdos and the rebels. The ones who never fit in while growing up and still don't. Part horror and part murder mystery, this coming-of-age teen gothic fantasy drama is a great addition to the universe of The Addams Family. 3 minutes into the first episode, and our heroine has been expelled from her school for almost killing school bullies. And she has the most extraordinary way of executing her plan.
The only person who gets to torture my brother is me.
God, we love Wednesday. Society teaches girls to dedicate their entire lives to being liked, but Wednesday doesn't care for these social norms. Hauntingly charming with a morbid sense of humor, Jenna Ortega kills it at the dead-eyed, nihilistic daughter of the Addams family. The adventure begins when she gets into Nevermore Academy, a Vermont school for outcasts where the cliques are called Fangs, Furs, Stoners, and Scales. What happens is that a number of killings in the town sends Wednesday down the path of secret societies, grave digging, and haunted house hunting with her partner in crime, Thing. By the way, let's petition to Netflix to have a spin-off show on Thing. I mean, he stole the show. Coming back to where we left off. Even though Nevermore is a place for outcasts, Wednesday has a class of her own. She still had a lot of normie stuff to deal with, you know? The Queen Bee's ex, prom nights, and the most horrific of all, crushes and dates. If you have already watched the show, who are you? Team Tyler or Team Xavier? Well, my personal favorite is Wednesday's friendship with Enid. They are yin and yang, and many fan theories suggest that they should be the endgame. By the way, did you know that Jenna Ortega choreographed the famous dance sequence herself? So talented.
Kicking myself, I felt like such a fool. I was like, I'm not a dancer. I don't do any of that. I have no experience in that field. And then yeah, I didn't sleep for 2 days. I watched videos of Susie and the Banshees.
Oh, really?
Denny Levant in Beau Travail.
It has taken all over our TikTok and Instagram feeds, but Wednesday wouldn't know. Here's why.
Oh, you know, you should really get on Insta, Snapchat, and TikTok. I find social media to be a soul-sucking void.
While this is a roller coaster ride, this next one is about a love gone sour. Be it scandals, dwelling interviews, family instability, and whatnot. The latest season of The Crown showcases the royal family at its lowest point. People were especially blown away by how authentic Elizabeth Debicki was in her portrayal of Diana. Here's a quick comparison.
Break down of your marriage.
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it's a bit crowded.
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
The resemblance and the characterization is uncanny. By the way, the highly anticipated and highly controversial autobiography of Prince Harry is out. In this book, he lovingly calls Diana Mummy. He mentions visiting a woman with special powers who helped him make contact with his mother. He further adds that neither him nor Prince William were convinced by the official account of the accident, which he calls an insult. But many critics have called the latest season the weakest. The Guardian called the cast cartoonish and said that it's time for this bitty, boring show to end forever. Well, what do you think? Has The Crown lost its shine? Up next, Imagine that your school is suddenly being attacked by zombies. You're doing your best to stay alive through the apocalypse, hoping that beyond hope, the adults are going to come and rescue you. But after surviving a full day of horrors, watching your friends turn on each other, you realize that you are completely on your own. Yes, as you might have guessed, featured at number 7 is All of Us Are Dead. Apart from the core group of students trapped in high school, we are shown glimpses of a politician scrambling to escape her office, a social media influencer trying to use the crisis for viral content, and 2 police officers mismatched in their levels of courage, racing to get the antidote. These different dynamics address multiple systemic issues. The origin of the zombie virus itself is rooted in a history of bullying, and the school becomes ground zero for the series to explore social class hierarchies. Each episode is as engaging as the previous, but what I loved most is the show tells you that endurance doesn't always mean strength. Sometimes it means repeated acts of kindness. If you haven't watched it already, you're missing out. But on to number 6 is a show that you must binge watch with your best friend. We're talking about Firefly Lane. Perhaps you were just as devastated as Kate and Tully when we left them on non-speaking terms at the end of the first 10-episode season. Well, in the second season, the reason is revealed in great detail along with some more facts from their past. Season 2 keeps us engaged to the very end, taking us back and front with timelines and how Kate's and Tully's friendship evolved. We got to be part of this fun and emotional ride. While Tully is fierce and ambitious, Kate prefers to live a romantic, domestic life. Who do you relate to more? Katherine Heigl and Sarah Chalk for sure are platonic soulmates, and to watch their friendship on screen is a treat. But how about some forbidden love, slow burn romance, intense stares, brushing hands, and colorful Regency balls? You know it, we're talking about Bridgerton. 82 million households tuned in to watch the devilishly dashing Duke of Hastings. So, the surprising news of his departure ahead of season 2 felt like a potential death blow for the Netflix hit. But what season 2 proved is that it doesn't need the Duke. Anthony Bridgerton, the Viscount, sets out to find a wife during London's social season and sets his sights on Edwina Sharma, a newcomer to the city. However, his efforts are hindered by the disapproval of Edwina's older sister Kate. Aha! Let the love triangle begin. Fans have loved this season's South Asian representation. But this is not all. For those of you who watched the show will agree that one of the biggest themes of Bridgerton Season 2 doesn't even hover within romance.
Sure, but it's so much more. Like, as we've touched on earlier, it's about family and it's about love and heartbreak. And
the chemistry between Simone Ashley and Jonathan Bailey, both on and off screen, makes it a compelling watch.
She's a beauty. It's very, very, very easy to work with her. She contributes intelligently. She's very sophisticated. And the dynamic of her and Johnny is really, it's there.
Which was your favorite moment? Oh wait, do you know the 3rd season is going to roll out soon? I cannot wait for it. But we seem to be held captive by a morbid curiosity with serial killers. The Netflix series on Jeffrey Dahmer, a man who killed, and sometimes ate, 17 victims over a 13-year period from the 1970s to the 1990s, became an instant hit, and it is based on true events. Throughout the season, we are taken into the heart of the crimes and mind of the criminal, from the murders to his time in prison. Watch Evan Peters talk about how he prepared for this role.
I did a lot. I watched as much as I could. I watched all the footage I could find, the interviews, courtroom.
But should a show about the worst of humanity be entertaining to watch? In fact, Jeffrey Dahmer's father, Lionel Dahmer, is upset because he was not contacted before making the show. He is looking to sue Netflix for glamorizing his son's murders. Like The Guardian puts it, who needs nuance when there's an audience hungry for blood? It seems that we are all scamming something or someone at some point in our lives, aren't we? Well, the lawyer defending Anna Delvey, aka Sorokin, certainly thinks so. Yes, Netflix series Inventing Anna is number 3 on our list. But wait, who is Anna Delvey? According to her own words.
Gosh, I guess that's a loaded question. I guess I'm still figuring it out.
Anna Delvey is a white girl who successfully posed as a wealthy German heiress in New York City, swindling over $250,000 from banks and hotels. Yes, She fooled the Wall Street Wolves. She was convicted of grand larceny and theft of services. The story explores how she grew up reading fashion and lifestyle magazines, memorizing references, and cultivating an expensive taste to infiltrate the wealthiest social elite in New York. Many have sympathized with her, others hate her, but one thing remains true. She exposed the hypocrisy of the American dream for what it actually is, a dream that is inaccessible to the majority. Like her lawyer Todd says, there's a little bit of Anna in all of us. We all exaggerate our sales pitch, pad our resume, toy with filters. We have all become brands, an image, a lie we project ourselves out into the world.
Whether it's on a resume or a sales pitch or on social media, we think the world has changed with social media. Every person has become a brand, an image fed out into the world, a lie. But what was true for Anna?
Well, where's the lie? But now it's time for the top 2 on our list. Much like the passengers of Montego Airways Flight 828, Manifest finally returned from the dead after being saved and renewed by Netflix for a 4th and final season. And this time, the Stones and those in their inner circle are much closer to figuring out what really happened on that flight. Yep, thanks in part to the recovered black box you may have spotted in Netflix's first trailer, plus there are enough weird, ominous callings and symbolic clues to inspire dozens of new theories and Reddit threads. Also, one major improvement is the treatment of the show's supporting characters, who get a bit more screen time compared to previous seasons. If you follow them on Instagram, you already know the cast share a great bond with each other. And now, number 1 on our list is undoubtedly Stranger Things. Okay, I'll admit, I was initially very skeptical of Netflix's decision to split Stranger Things Season 4 into 2 volumes, but the move ended up being brilliant. But do you know what else is brilliant? That you only have to follow our channel for the latest content on a varied number of shows. And to do this, all you gotta do is drop a like and subscribe to our channel if you aren't already. Coming back to Stranger Things, having had a few weeks to dig into fan theories, speculation on who will survive has all made the 2 episodes that comprise Season 4 Volume 2 all the more meaningful, as the season had its strongest ending yet, while setting up its 5th and final season brilliantly.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. Your friends are not prepared for this fight. Hawkins will fall.
So these were the top 10 best Netflix shows to watch right now. Which one was your favorite? Let us know in the comments down below. These basically all sum up 2022 now that I think about it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Until next time.